You're going to make fun of me for this?
Yeah, I hate you.
I 1000% think that it's rigged.
Yeah, getting rid of Dak?
Honestly, yeah, maybe. ESPN is set to acquire the show Inside the NBA from TNT. Who's your favorite personality?
Ernie. He's like the glue that holds it all together.
I would say Ernie as well, just
We
because
did.
he's just such a G. He's also with the culture. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those reels with him knowing rap songs and stuff. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the From the Stands podcast. I am back with my good buddy Stallone, as always, for yet another episode. Here on the 21st of November, coming at you this Thursday, right before a spicy night of Thursday night football. We'll get into all the football happenings going on around the league and also touch a little bit on the soccer as we normally do here. I believe it's episode number 44. Is that correct? 45? I've kind of lost count now, but
we're somewhere in there.
Yeah, but anyway, it doesn't really matter the amount of episodes. We'll have to do something big for the old 5-0. But
Yes,
Fizzy boy, what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Hey, my neck of the woods. It's been cold, man. It got cold today.
It's chilly today.
I was wearing a winter hat and everything at work because we're working outside right now. Usually we work inside, which I don't know why they got us working outside, but whatever. You know, you do what boss man says. But the wind was like whipping at the lake today, and I was just like, dude, it's kind of cold today. But no, other than that,
what's that? You're gonna make fun of me for this, but the way that I found out that it was cold, I took lunch in my truck today, and I was feeling the wind rock my truck a little bit, so that's how I kind of realized it was pretty windy out. But yeah, when I left my house this morning, it was like 38. So
yeah, I hate you. No, all jokes aside, it was a pretty good day today. The sun was out. It's been rainy the past few days, which hasn't been great, but no, not a whole lot new with me. I know you have a soccer game later tonight, so we got to get in and out of this real quick. So, but my soccer season just ended. You guys have been playing forever. I think we were saying that like way before
a long time. I'm not sure. Started. Yeah, we got to start playoffs here soon, but not sure.
Yeah, but we just had our playoffs. We lost in the semis, obviously, and didn't make the old championship game yet again. But it was fun playing with a lot of good friends, some friends from church. So it was fun. But other than that, that's kind of all that's new with me.
Solid stuff. Yeah, big time fight night this weekend. Did you watch the big time fight? No, I previewed it a little bit, but
I watched like a little bit of it, but I didn't finish it. I watched the highlights of it, and I did see it was weird. I actually wasn't seeing a whole lot of it like after it happened. Like I was trying to like look up highlights and stuff, and I was like having trouble finding it. And then I saw that Jake Paul won. I was like, "You gotta be kidding!" I'm thankfully he didn't knock Tyson out. Like that would have been the absolute worst. But then I just obviously saw all the memes and different things coming out about like, oh, Tyson took it easy and it was rigged and stuff like that. I don't know what to believe because there's one side saying Jake could have knocked him out like 4 times over and Tyson was holding back. So I was just like, I guess this is the best case scenario for everything. I guess.
Well, you didn't miss much. I watched the whole thing. First of all, Netflix has got to get their streaming together. I'm not sure if you saw anything about that.
I heard that, yeah.
Lots of buffering issues, constantly being kicked out, reloading, yada, yada. So that was a whole mess. They got to get that figured out before the NFL games they have on Christmas Day. That's for sure.
Facts.
The other thing, I actually had a pretty in-depth discussion with all my people at the barbershop this last weekend because they were all about it. So it was like all they were talking about once I got there this weekend. But I 1000% think that it's rigged, especially after talking to some of those guys at the barbershop. If you look at some of Tyson's videos, dude, before, and the way that he was moving and hitting during the fight, I think it was in the contract that he would lose. I think that he probably put in there somewhere that he couldn't be knocked out, but there was multiple times during the fight, if you look back at it and the way that it's clipped, that Jake opens himself up and Tyson almost goes for it and then he just stops. Like there's so many times like that. And there was one time where he caught Jake good and he covered up real quick and like I think it was rigged, but I feel like a lot of Jake's fights are rigged, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's all money. Like the dude is a master promoter. Like he's so good at what he does. Yeah, he gets the money there, and Yeah, I think honestly I'm leaning towards it was rigged too, because there was multiple times where Tyson's like muscle memory almost took over, and dude, he would have just dropped Jake a couple
Oh
times.
yeah,
But
yeah.
did you see why it was postponed, like the fight?
Yeah, he had a
Because of
medical emergency. So
yeah,
go ahead.
crazy. Like no, I looked it up before the podcast because I saw that and I didn't know. And they were talking about it after, but like he had some like ulcer flare up, and he was like
He
literally
almost
like
died.
throwing up blood, like lost 25 pounds. Like dude
Mm.
was not all right.
Yeah, definitely not. And that was another talking point as well. It's like most of the videos that we saw of him just being an absolute animal in the gym were those like
Yeah.
pre-medical scare, or they like after, and they were still kind of trying to hype it up and stuff. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of questions around that as well. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's definitely a little whack, I guess. A lot of people were questioning why Tyson would even take this fight. You know, you have this massive legacy, and here you are,
Mhm.
almost a 60-year-old man taking on this like Viner, TikTok, YouTube guy. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? And apparently, there's rumors swirling around that he actually needed the money because he was in so much debt now, which is kind of
Oh,
sad to think about it. But
dang,
I don't
that
know if
is
that's
sad.
true or not. But yeah, lot
Yeah.
of weird stuff going on. But
Yeah. The internet's good at internet for sure. But yeah, that's the
definitely.
fight. What's new with you, Sammy? I know again you have a game tonight and all that, but
Yeah, not too much. This last weekend we actually went to a Hornets game with a bunch of guys from
dope.
church, so that was a lot of fun. What I wasn't really interested in seeing either one of the teams really. It was Bucks against the Hornets, but
Mm.
got to see some big time players. Giannis obviously played. He was an animal. We had a big time dunk in the fourth quarter, so that was pretty
Nah.
lit. We were pretty high up, dude, but you can tell from 30,000 feet that Giannis is just jacked, like beyond all belief. It's pretty insane. So obviously I got to see
Yeah.
LaMelo as well. Hornets actually beat the Bucks and sent them to like a 2-9 record or something like that. So
Yeah, they're
um,
not doing good.
yeah, Bucks. I think they've won a couple games since then, but yeah, not a great showing by them. But yeah, it was still a good time with the boys. Like I said, just some handful of guys from church. So yeah, it was a cool little drive over there and good game. So
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I still want to go to an NBA game. Like in between Charlotte and Atlanta, it's like, dude, I just gotta like pick one and go to it. But
yeah,
I
Charlotte's
still haven't like
considerably closer. So
yeah, I mean it's a lot closer. Atlanta's
Atlanta's
I
got
don't
a
know.
better team though.
Yeah, they got the better team, so I don't know. It would be cool to go to an NBA game. I never have, so
I just want to go to Mercedes Benz for something, dude. I want to see that
ooh.
monstrosity of a stadium. That would be cool. But
That place I haven't been, but I think that's where
Atlanta
Micah
United playoff
Westbrook.
game?
Hey, my Miami's kryptonite.
Yeah. Yep.
Guzan.
What were you gonna say
The,
about Micah? He's been out there?
yeah, I think that's where the Zach Bryan concert was that he went to in 2 months ago or something like that. I
Nice.
don't know.
Nice.
I think that's where it was, but yeah, cool stuff. But yeah, we're gonna get into the episode now. Like Sam was saying, we got a good episode for you guys filled with NFL, NBA, and a little bit of Champions League coming up this week because club football is back, baby. All right, let's get it.
Another week behind us in the world of NFL football. Getting a little bit towards the end of the regular season here. I was actually looking on ESPN's on their NFL schedule today. I was like, dude, we just have a handful of weeks left here.
I
For too
know.
long, it'll be Thanksgiving. For too long, it'll be Christmas, and then before you know it, the season will be over. So but we're not going to be too sad about it because we still have some really really good games to recap from this past week. We're actually going to start out with Fezzi Steelers
Yes,
getting
sir.
a
Huge.
huge 18-16 dub over the Baltimore Ravens. Seemingly the Ravens' kryptonite and the Steelers, Lamar's kryptonite. Just can't get over the old Steelers, the well coached Steelers. Fezzi boy, not immediate. I guess this was like almost a week ago now. But what's your reaction after a huge in division rivalry dub against the Ravens?
Dude, I'm absolutely stoked, man. Like, we came in here saying, I mean, we still have some doubters just the way that we won that game, but we came in, beat Washington. Now we beat the Ravens, obviously, in
Very
our
good
division. So
squads.
absolutely huge. Um, and we held them to 16 points, dude. That's my biggest takeaway. Like, our defense is for real. I don't know the
It's a
actual
championship
number.
defense right there, for
Dude,
sure.
for real. And they say defense wins championships. I don't know. I don't know what else we got to prove. I know our red zone defense is a little, it's here or there for sure. But regardless, I mean, 6 field goals from Boswell, and we're winning the game. So no, it was huge. I was super happy. Obviously, I was watching it. The Ravens did shoot themselves in the foot a little bit. I mean, kind of just like outrageous not to hand the ball off to Henry at all in the
fourth quarter, the whole fourth quarter,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have no idea what they were doing on that 2-point conversion. Obviously, they wanted to run Russ, but we had our one linebacker.
Henry not even on the field for the 2-point.
I know, dude. That's just that's almost as bad as not handing it off to freaking what's his face from Seattle during
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch. Dude, like just actually I had no idea. I was happy to see him off the field, but my reaction, absolutely loved it. And dude, honestly, I could see us, I mean, maybe not making a Super Bowl, but like we're gonna be a scary team in the playoffs for sure. So
yeah,
absolutely happy, stoked with the win.
Yeah, tough out for sure. If you get into the playoffs, that's obviously you'll make it there. At 8-2. But yeah, honestly, same kind of crap you see from the Ravens from last year in the playoffs, where they just completely implode. They just put it in Lamar's hands way too much, try to make him a pocket passer, not really using their strengths too well, especially obviously when you have Derrick Henry. I'd be handing off the ball to him like 30-35 times a game. I don't care if he gets 2 yards half the time, he's going to break one. So yeah, absolutely inexcusable to not give it to him. I'm not completely sure if it was at all in the fourth quarter, but it was pretty close. So, and like you said, to not have him on the field at all for that 2-point conversion, that play was completely just upended immediately. So
yeah.
But yeah, big props to the Steelers. Obviously, you guys are sitting at 8-2 now, which is a very, very good record.
Huge.
I don't think anybody would have bet the Steelers to be at 8-2 at this point in the season. I think a lot of people had you guys in the wild card hunt, but you guys got some breathing room now between you and the Ravens in the division with a 2-game lead. So got to be feeling very, very good about your team going forward.
Indeed.
Yeah, so keeping it in the AFC, Chiefs lose to the Bills for the first time in this season. Biggest game of the season, as it was touted going into it, kind of the biggest regular season game for a few years now, really. But really didn't disappoint. Bills come out victorious 30-21 over the Chiefs. Chiefs luck, I guess you could say, kind of ran out in this game finally. The offense didn't do terrible, but kind of looked like they have all season, just kind of scraping by, kind of minimal amounts of production from the offense. DeAndre Hopkins wasn't doing too hot. Xavier Worthy had a couple nice catches, but ultimately not enough. I don't think the Chiefs defense actually played as well as they usually do. Obviously, the Bills are probably the best offensive team that they've played so far. But you could see that they were miscommunicating, at least on a few of those plays, especially down the stretch. But not sure if you watched this game, but I'm not sure if you saw the huge fourth down that the Bills converted, obviously, into a touchdown there late. But I feel like that's a play that the Bills in the past, like for example in the playoffs, they'd play conservative, they'd try to kick a field goal, and then they would give it back to Mahomes, blah blah. But no, they just went for the jugular. Obviously, Allen making a Josh Allen play, maybe solidified the MVP right there. So obviously scores a touchdown there from his 20-yard line or so. So what do you have to say about that decision in particular, and just the Bills play as a whole against the 9-0 Chiefs now with a 9-1 record? So.
Yes, sir. Dude, it's always a good day when the Chiefs win. Absolutely love it.
Lose?
It was a great,
you mean lose?
Great Sunday.
You said win.
What's that?
You said it's a great day when the Chiefs win.
Oh, did I? Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Let's not get that wrong. It's a great day when the Chiefs don't win.
Yes.
Don't win. There we go. We got to get that straight. Not a Chiefs fan at all.
Did you just expose yourself live on the podcast?
No, absolutely not. No, dude, it was like a great Sunday because it was like Steelers, Ravens right into Chiefs and Bills. Like that's like a great back-to-back game right there.
Very true.
And like literally commercial break and then like Bills kickoff. It was awesome. But I did watch this game. I watched the whole game, and dude, that 4th and 2 run by Josh Allen.
Yep.
Dude is a freak, like Superman on the football field. I think it kind of like really solidified his candidacy for MVP. And like you said, yeah, like in the past, and I think what a lot of teams that haven't beat the Chiefs up to this point have gotten wrong that the Bills did right, where you just got to go for it. Like if you're gonna beat the Chiefs, you got to beat the Chiefs. You can't play it safe. You can't kick that field goal. And
you know
then
what would have
Josh Allen
happened if
takes
they
his
would have?
house.
You know what would have happened if they kicked that field goal there? They give it back to Mahomes with time on the clock. He's gonna go down there, score, and steal it from him again. So,
dude, absolutely. And they knew. And the Bills know it the best. But like I'm thinking of like the Bucks who like didn't go for like the 2-point conversion, kicked a field goal to tie the game, coin flip, Chiefs win. You just gotta go for it. Win or lose, you gotta go for it. But
right.
no, I was gonna say something and I just forgot it. My train of thought just. But no, absolutely.
Go ahead. I was going to ask what your opinion was on that one touchdown to, I forget. I think it was Curtis Samuel on that crossing route where the Chiefs player just got absolutely blown up by another receiver kind of on the screen. Do you think that was enough for an offensive PI there or what?
I mean, it could go either way, honestly. Like I'm surprised they didn't call it for the Chiefs.
Same.
You see those, see those pick.
Go ahead.
You see those pick plays all the time, and it's like they don't get called. But
yeah, it's tough for me because like for those pick plays, like I feel like there's degrees. Like I know the Cowboys actually got the short end of one really early on, where the guy just got completely obliterated, and it was like wide open touchdown for the other team. This one was kind of blatant too, but whatever. The Chiefs get enough calls. But what I was gonna say was, I was very, very happy and pleased with how the game was officiated as a whole. It seemed really down the middle. The Chiefs weren't getting normal Chiefs calls. It seemed, actually, I think they called more penalties on the Chiefs than the Bills. But yeah, very happy with how it was officiated for a big game. So I feel like that's how most of them should be.
Absolutely.
But, we'll see what happens in the playoffs, though, if they meet again, though, because the Bills always win in the regular season and find a way to choke it away in the playoffs.
Aren't they like 4-0? Something like that?
The Bills? The Bills are 4-0, I think, in the Chiefs in the regular season. 0-3 in the playoffs. So
when it matters, the Chiefs come out, man. It sucks.
We'll see. But that was huge for the seeding because I think with if the Chiefs would have won that game, they would have been 2 or 3 games ahead of the Bills for the number 1 seed. 90-something% chance to lock up that number 1 seed. And now the Bills are right in the hunt. I think they're only 1 game behind the Chiefs now, so they still have a chance for sure. So we'll see how that shakes out. Keeping it in the AFC for the last game that we'll look at, Chargers Bengals. Yet another absolute masterclass by Joe Burrow. 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. T. Higgins had over 150 yards and a touchdown. I believe Jamar Chase, obviously, putting in some work there as well. I believe he had 2 touchdowns, not quite 100 yards, I don't think, but 2 touchdowns for him. You put in the doc here that Jamar Chase is possibly in the hunt for a triple crown. We obviously saw Cooper Kupp do this a couple seasons ago, which that was a really fun season, by the way. But Bengals falter once again to the big-time Chargers win. And what do you think of old Joe Burrow putting up an insane season? If his team was any good at all, he'd be in the hunt for MVP. We got 3,000 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But his team is sitting at 4-7, almost coming back against the Chargers, but not to be there, but hold on to it in the end there. What say you about the old Bengals season here at 4-7?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Usually when a team's losing, you look at like their star wide receivers, their running backs, and then you definitely look at the quarterback, but like you can't point to any of that and say they shouldn't be winning because, I mean, like we said, if the Bengals were winning, Joe Burrow would be in that MVP conversation. Like, honestly, I don't know why he's not. I mean, obviously it's because
he's 4-7.
But because he's 4-7. But I'm just like, if this was on any other competent team, dude, they would be blowing teams out. I haven't kept up with the Bengals stuff. What's their problem? Like defense or
defense
what's going on?
They're scoring points. Massive issue for the Bengals. Their defense is doo-doo.
Because they were doing that against the Chargers, dude. The Chargers have they're like a top 5 defense this year, sneakily. I didn't even realize that. Harbaugh's got them just chugging.
To be fair, the Chargers almost blew it like in typical Chargers fashion, but
Chargers good at Chargers, yeah.
Yeah, they were able to hold on to it, like I said, in the end. But yeah, it's pretty amazing that the Bengals still can't win games. If you got Joe Burrow with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase, like we said, triple crown. He might win the triple crown this year. And obviously Joe Burrow putting up those kind of numbers. Your defense has to be just basically the worst in the league to be at 4-7, and it basically is. They have losses against obviously the Chiefs, really bad loss against the Patriots. They have lost to the Eagles, Ravens, Chargers, so not terrible losses, but all of them are like a possession. So I mean, they could, I guess I wouldn't say easily, but they could be at 7-4 instead of where they're at 4-7. So hopefully they're able to turn it around. Like we said earlier, their division is pretty stacked with Pittsburgh and Baltimore ahead of them pretty substantially. So it's going to be tough to get in for them to get into the playoffs, especially with the Steelers coming up. Still got to play the Steelers twice, I think, actually. But we'll see if they're able to sneak into the playoffs. But yeah, just a tough time for the Bengals out there for sure. Sliding over to Week 12, we got the Steelers and the Browns tonight. Let's start off Week 12 here. I know we talked about the Steelers quite a bit already. But what's your prediction here for the old Steelers against the Brownies? Should win pretty handily, I would say, with the Browns. I don't even know who they're starting at quarterback now. I guess it's Jameis.
James Winston, yeah.
They're kind of in shambles, but Steelers should win this one pretty easily, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say kind of I wouldn't say easy win. It's the NFL,
you said right.
But the Browns, but the Browns are the Browns are obviously kind of in shambles right now on their second QB, even though he's been playing better than Deshaun Watson. But
not saying much.
That's not saying much. But yeah, I predict a win. I did see the weather's kind of bad though, so that could throw things a little off because our game. I mean, we can run the ball, but our game's also definitely like in the air, deep ball, moon ball. So we'll see how that affects Russell Wilson. I would love to see them kind of start mixing some Justin Fields up in the red zone just to mix stuff up. Because I think I was listening the other day to Greeny and they were saying that we're literally like the one of the worst teams in the red zone this year, like 13% conversion rate or something. 30.
Well, yeah, you guys never score a touchdown, so.
And Russ likes to throw it to the other team in the red zone. So maybe we use Justin Fields. He can just run it in every time. But no, I think we should win tonight pretty easily. But who knows?
Yeah, it's still the NFL, like you were saying. It's still an NFL team you got on the other side. So got to bring your A game week in and week out. Bezzy Boy put this in the doc, but I'm actually not too excited to talk about this. Dallas versus Washington. We're finally playing at 1 p.m., which like never happens for the Cowboys. But we are playing the Commanders. Commanders, a little bit of a heater. I guess they've struggled a little bit recently, but I really don't see us having any chance in this game. Really, to be honest, really most Cowboy fans with a brain have kind of already turned the page to next season. Everyone except Jerry, really. He's keeping Cooper Rush in the game because he says that he gives us the best chance to win games going forward instead of playing Trey Lance. If it was me, I'd be playing Trey Lance from here on out just to see what we have in him. We gave up like a third or a fourth round pick for him last year, so I might as well see what we have in him. But yeah, 3-7. I'm hoping we lose as many games as we can, get a higher draft pick. Dak out. I really have no idea why we're still playing CeeDee Lamb. I mean, there's nothing. The season's toast, so I don't know why you would put him at risk. You just paid him so much money. Same with Micah. Right. I don't even know why he's out there, but whatever. So Jerry, like I said, kind of before the podcast to you, is just every time he gets in front of a mic, it's just stupidity and just more just senileness coming out of that old man. But
he loves being in front of that mic, man. He loves it,
dude. Like there's just so much swirling about like the stadium, the sun, like just everything you can imagine. Like we're 3-7, just punt on the season, prepare for the draft. You put in here that Dion to Dallas with Shador, but that's not happening.
That's not happening. This has been going all over the sports world, man.
I know. It's one of
How
those
do you feel about it, though?
So first of all, the reason it's going around the sports world is because people can't stop talking about the Dallas Cowboys, even when we're absolutely terrible.
It's like contractually obligated.
Yeah, I don't think that we're going to get a high enough draft pick to draft Shador. For whatever reason, people are super high on him. He's going to go like top 3 or something. I don't think we'll get quite that high of a pick. I wouldn't mind Dion, I guess, but there's just other guys that I would want more, like Mike Vrabel. I want Mike Vrabel so bad, dude.
That'd be great.
Jerry would never hire him, though, because I don't think Vrabel would just want to be, Jerry's puppet. So that's unfortunate. That's the thing, bro. We're so stuck. Like, Jerry just is such an ego. Like, he can't put in somebody that's competent because he's going to outshine him. That's another reason why he might not even hire Dion, because Dion's going to shine brighter than Jerry Jones, and he can't have that. So, yeah, I don't even know. Do we trade Dak and CD? Like, I won't trade CD because he's literally top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. But
you would take that cap hit?
Dak?
Yeah, getting rid of Dak?
Honestly, yeah, maybe. Like, what are we going to
draft
do?
a quarterback? Like in the next draft, you draft a quarterback and just go all in on him. Take the cap hit, pay your quarterback peanuts, and hold on to CD and see if that works out.
I mean, it's our best way forward now. You've proven that with Dak you can't get anywhere, and he's only getting older, and I don't know why we paid him all the money in the world. But that's like the key, really, is to do what the 49ers have been doing, what the Commanders are doing right now, is to get a good rookie quarterback on a rookie deal to where you can save all this money and go from there. It's what the Broncos basically did. They traded Russ away, took the cap hit. Now they got Bo Nix in there playing pretty decent football. He's got Sean Payton with a good coach. Like, that could be us, but it's probably not going to be. So anyway, we don't need to talk about the Cowboys anymore. Just kind of depressing here on out, but we'll be prepared for another L on Sunday. But that kind of will do it for the NFL portion. Not too much going on in the college ranks this upcoming week. We do have Ohio State, Indiana. That'll be a massive game. Huge game for Indiana to kind of prove itself. They've kind of played, decent Big 12 teams. I don't think they've played anybody ranked yet, but this is the big time test for Indiana. We'll see if they can try not to get smoked by Ohio State.
They're undefeated,
but they are 10-0, number 5 in the country. So
has Ohio State undefeated? They've dropped
Ohio
the game.
State has lost one game to Oregon by like 3 points.
Okay.
So that doesn't hurt in the country.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt them at all, dude. But if Indiana could, I think they're going into Columbus, right?
That's correct. Yeah, they're going into Columbus. So
I don't know. I used to be an Ohio State fan, but like I'm just so annoyed by Ohio State fans that I'm just like, no offense to Steven. I would never say it to his face. He's a cop and he could beat the crap out of me, but not that he would, but just like, dude, I don't know. They just kind of like, Ohio State just kind of annoys me a little bit nowadays. So I would love nothing more than Indiana to go in and just snatch it from Ohio State. Obviously, it wouldn't knock them out of the playoffs because it's like number 5 against what was Ohio State 3 or something 2. Like that. 2.
Yeah,
so
2.
It wouldn't hurt, but like it'd just be great to see. But I'm rooting for Indiana for sure.
Yeah, same here. I love what that coach is doing over there. So that's basically the marquee game coming up in college. Obviously, we have, like we were saying, Steelers and the Steelers and Browns tonight. We'll have a big-time recap next week, but for now, that'll do it for the football part of this podcast.
Hopping over the pond to some club football that is back in action after this international break. I don't think we have another international break until March, so plenty of club football these next few weekends. Going to highlight a couple of the games coming up this week. Not a whole lot going on. I was like going through, and it was like West Ham versus like Ipswich or whatever that freaking name is. I was just like, dude, there's nothing good. I'm definitely going to be watching, but there's like nothing good that we would highlight other than we got wow, I cannot talk. Holy cow. Man City versus Tottenham. And then we got Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, and Chelsea versus Leicester. Those are a couple of the notable games. Obviously, Arsenal and Chelsea because we root for them. Man City versus Tottenham. Tottenham not doing super well this year, kind of hovering around that top 5, top 7-ish area. Have some drop-off from some of their midfielders. But Sammy Boy is definitely going to be rooting for Tottenham to steal some points from Man City, which is honestly doable because they've been dropping points like crazy.
4 in a row.
4 in a row. But you got a few more years of Pep. I just saw today that he signed a new contract till 2027, which
shocker.
I don't know how that's working out. I thought he was gonna get out before all this, like the allegations and these cases, but
just shows you they're just gonna get a slap on the wrist, probably.
But. Exactly. When you got that kind of money, you got good lawyers. So, but what say you about this game? I know we haven't talked a whole lot about soccer just with the international break, but yeah, what say you?
Yeah, obviously a good game on paper. Should be good end to end stuff. I really expect Man City to really attack this game. You kind of see them. I feel like they're just always just playing with their food because they're Man City, and they just can kind of win games just by not even trying. But obviously they've lost 4 in a row in all competitions, so it should be good to see them kind of attack and really go for it. Tottenham, like you said, not a great season from them, but they kind of always turn up for the big games. I will say, even as their biggest rival, they do tend to put up pretty decent results against like the top 5 or 6 clubs. So should be good end-to-end stuff. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely. How about your Gunners coming up this week against the high-flying Nottingham Forest? I was just checking the table. They're still 5th, so this is technically 4 versus 5 in the table. Kind of surprising from Nottingham Forest, but you guys got to pick up some points here for sure after dropping a couple of the games in the last. It feels like the last few weeks, but it was literally like what 2-3 weeks ago that they played.
Yeah, for sure. I don't really know how to predict my Gunners anymore. They've kind of just been up and down this season, to be honest. Should be a good game with Forest, like you said, riding high in the table. So it's kind of cool to see just an old-fashioned team that used to be kind of an iconic club in England kind of doing well again, not just in the Prem, obviously, but higher up in the table. So it'll be a good game. Obviously rooting for my Gunners to get all 3 points here. We should. I think we're going to be at home, so hopefully we're able to find some form. We got most of our guys actually coming back, even though I saw Martinelli, I think, got hurt on the international break, and then Trossard got hurt on the international break too. So we just can't get healthy. This actually, I don't think Martinelli. I think Martinelli was. I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm just hoping we get a little bit healthier here as we go into Christmas. Obviously, got some big time games coming up, so hopefully we can get the dub over a strong Nottingham Forest side.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Rice still hurt?
He Rice broke his back, toe, right? But he's playing on the broken toe, so I'm not sure if he's kind of like game to game. So,
okay, I see, dude. How do you even do that? Like,
I have no idea. Broken toe? Play soccer and like you have a broken. Yeah, I saw that he broke his toe, so I was like, he's for sure not playing. And then like he's a starter. I'm like, how on earth? But I guess with the new age medicine and the drugs and all that kinds of stuff, that you can get by.
Yeah,
with
but shooting up his foot before the game.
He's probably wearing a cleat that's like 2 or 3 sizes above what he usually wears. But
dude,
who knows, man?
I don't know. That's just wild to me. I saw that, and he broke it before the Chelsea game, and they were like, "Yeah, he's trying to see if he can make it." I was like, "He broke his toe."
I know.
Like, how is he going to play in this game? But like, dude, props to him, I guess. Speaking of Chelsea, though, we have a huge matchup versus Leicester City.
Is it that huge?
So huge. Isn't Leicester City's literally like 15th, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's not that
yeah,
huge.
They are 15th. Perfect. I guess that. Totally guessed that. But huge matchup. I keep saying huge. It's really not huge. We should win this one pretty easily. But I'm a low-key Leicester fan, so always been rooting for Jamie Vardy. Obviously, that one season when they literally won the Premier League like out of thin air, absolutely wild. I don't think anyone's going to do that again. Good. But we should handle them pretty nicely this coming weekend for sure. We're going to switch it now to some Champions League action coming up. Again, with the table format, the games are a little wonky. Like, you don't have those group stages where like I think this would be the week where we like flip back and they would switch home and away and all that. But a little different. So not a whole lot of good games coming up. I put in the doc a couple good games. I guess you could call them good games. But you got Bayern versus PSG. I was looking at the table. PSG is in the 25th spot, which is
struggling.
The first elimination spot in the table. So obviously seeing this, we don't talk very highly of PSG. What kind of joy does this bring you, Sam?
Yeah, Money Club going down. So obviously love to see it. They've kind of lost all their all their big time stars finally with Mbappe moving on. Obviously, they still have recognizable players, but not the powerhouse, at least in the European stage that we're used to seeing from them. But kind of here for it. I just can't wait till Man City suffer the same fate. So
Man City gets relegated to like League 3. Imagine
can't
playing
wait.
League 3 football,
I
lose all
will
their
be
players.
here for that.
Dude, little side note with PSG, I saw that there was a report that came out. They offered $256 million for Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, and Barcelona said no.
Like, good for Barcelona because, like, do you know how tempting that would be? Like, that money would help them balance the books so much.
I would sell him in a heartbeat if I was them. Like, I understand he's homegrown, but goodness.
Yeah, he is the next up, though. But I just thought that was wild. And it shows just the oil money that they have, dude. Like, the Saudis are just like, dude, 256 mil for this kid.
They
like,
bought Neymar for 212, so that was another massive. Well, in my mind, I would be like, dude, sell him and buy like half a squad of like $40 million players, and you got like. But I think the reason that they probably won't do that is because they learned their lesson off of Neymar because their front office is stupid, and they bought like a bunch of like random players for way too much money, and then they were just completely average for like 2 or 3 years, and they got into financial troubles. They're probably scared to do that again. But like, oh, we're finally good. Let's not mess with it.
let's not ruin it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my word. Yeah. Sometimes it hurts being a Barca fan for sure. We're flying though. We're flying
high though this year.
Yeah. Flying high. Moving back to Sam's Gunners, however you say it. They play Sporting. Sporting's actually second in the table, the Champions League table, right under Liverpool. So how do you see this game going? They obviously just lost their coach to Manchester United, so know maybe new coach might spell trouble for them. What say you?
Yeah, obviously them losing their coach is going to be tough for them going forward. I think it's close enough after the coaches departed for them to still kind of be holding on to maybe the same game plan. I'm not sure what Sporting are doing for a coach right now. I'm assuming for at least the time being that it's just going to be like an assistant or somebody just kind of being an interim manager there. So probably not much will change as far as their tactics are concerned. Obviously in the game time decisions, obviously they'll miss having their coach there, but I think it'll be a really, really tough game. Would not be surprised at all if we get beat. They have a very, very good goal scorer in Victor Gyökeres there. So he's been getting all kinds of offers from around Europe. He might be heading out the door in January. But they've got just a good squad, defense, midfield, attack. So it'd be a really tough game for us. We better find some form in this next Premier League game, or we're going to be in trouble against the likes of Sporting. So they're not second in the Champions League table for nothing. So definitely it's definitely going to be a tough game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad that you said that striker's name, so I didn't have to, dude. What is it? Gyökeres?
I think it's Gyökeres.
That sounds right, but like when you look at it, it doesn't even look like that's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna look it up, but like it literally, I'm not even gonna try. But I'm so glad that you. I feel like
you should try. You should try just for fun.
I should try. All right, wait. I got. Let me
pull it up.
What is it?
You got his first name right?
Gyökeres or whatever.
Victor is his first name.
Oh, Victor. That's easy. I could do that.
Yeah.
Here, I'm looking up. I
feel like you're just gonna nail it. It's
right
not
there.
gonna be as funny as I think it's gonna be. But
can I share this? I'm gonna try something. It might ruin the podcast, guys.
Oh goodness.
I'm gonna share screen. Can I do this? Oh, here we go. Nope, it's not letting me. All right, we're not gonna do that. Deny. All right, I pulled it up. It's literally spelled. Okay, Victor. I got that. Viktor. Victor. I can do that.
So hesitated on the K.
I did. I stuttered so freaking hard. But guys, Gyökeres? How did you say it?
Gyökeres.
Literally, do you know what it looks like? It looks like Gyökeres. or Gyökeres, because it's Gyökeres. So yeah, I would have never gotten that in a million years. I would have been like Gyökeres or whatever.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm sure announcers all across Europe are going to be struggling with that one for a little while. So
yeah, but I can't do it, guys. This is why I got Sam here, man. For a multitude of reasons, this is one of the big ones. I got Sam here.
That's right.
Because I can't say anybody's name. I can't even make coherent thoughts. All right, moving on quickly to get through the rest of this. We mentioned Liverpool being at the top of the table. The biggest marquee matchup of this Champions League week will be Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool under their new manager are flying top of the table in both Premier League and Champions League. Real Madrid kind of still trying to put it together. Got some injuries. Got 2 players out with ACL,
a lot of injuries,
tears,
man.
and all that going on. So, but Real Madrid in the Champions League, it's kind of like the Chiefs in the NFL. You don't sleep on them, especially when it matters. So This definitely could be a good game just with the format. It's a little different, maybe not as high pressured. But how do you see this going as the resident closet Real Madrid fan?
Yeah, I think this will be a tough game as well. As you said, Liverpool are absolutely flying. Real Madrid really, really struggling to find form, really in the league or in the Champions League. Just countless injuries, dude. Like we have so many injuries. It's not even funny. Like you said, 2 guys out with ACLs. I think David Alaba is actually coming back pretty soon. So hopefully we'll get some relief there on the back line. Obviously with Militao out, that was a huge blow in the last couple weeks, or I think right before the international break. So honestly, I see Liverpool winning this game. Really just coming down to form, to be honest, and they're a little bit more healthy. But like you said, man, Real Madrid in the Champions League, I feel like they could field their B squad and still make some noise. So, yeah, we'll see. Should be a good game. So,
yeah, a lot of noise around Mbappe. Obviously, not in the French squad. They lost. Was it Israel they lost in this last window?
They tied against Israel and then lost to forget who they played.
It was a smaller country, someone they shouldn't lose to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
They tied against Israel, and then they.
Props to Israel.
They won against Italy. I remember that. I think that was it.
Okay. Yeah, but that's not saying much nowadays. Italy's missed the last 2 World Cups. The only thing that they did out of the blue was win the Euros like 2 Euros ago.
Yeah, exactly. I think they came from behind in that game, though. I think they went down 1-0.
Yeah, they were down. England choked it.
Yeah,
and lost in PKs. Well. It was PKs, and Saka missed the game.
Did he really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just remember that because I was rooting for England to lose so badly, like a true American would.
Against Greece or whatever?
It's personal, man. Ever since we threw the tea in the harbor, it's personal.
Oh, you're talking about the
Euros.
I thought you meant like this last international, but I was like, when did they go to penalties?
No.
I got you. Yeah, I definitely remember that now. Yeah, Saka, that was a turning point for Saka, man. Like he missed that one penalty, and then like after that, he got so good at him. I don't think he's missed one for Arsenal since, to be honest. So
sounds like Christian Pulisic, eh?
Maybe.
Speaking of Christian Pulisic, we didn't talk about this last week, but U.S. men's national team through to the CONCACAF Nations League, to get it correct, because obviously they do 2 legs because it's like straight to quarters, and then they play 2 legs, so they have to make up more games because they don't have as many as the European Nation League. But we snuck away with a 1-0 win in Jamaica against Jamaica, and then we came home, played in St. Louis, and kind of dominated them in the first 45. Second 45 was a little shady. Gave up 2 goals, so the score ended up being 4-2. But Pulisic with 2 goals, Pepe with 1, and then Timothy Weah with a banger of a goal off the half volley, just rocketed it into the back of the net. But Pochettino definitely holding the boys to a different standard, playing some weird, funky tactics. Like we had Anthony Robinson, like literally playing like a double pivot in possession, like inverting into the midfield. Same on the other side, like an interchange between Weston McKennie and Musa on the right wing. Like it was, dude, some crazy stuff I haven't seen us do. But Pot's really out here doing the absolute most. I don't know if you watch any of these games or if you have any thoughts about this team under Poch, but I'll give you the floor.
Honestly, didn't watch too much of either one of the games. I watched a little bit more of the first game. Scraped by 1-0. Couldn't believe that. I did see Pulisic's little Trump dance afterwards. That made me happy. But I did see some crazy news out of the Jamaican camp, though. Did you see that Mikel Antonio and I forget the other guy's name, Dixon, I think? He's not as well known, but they lost their passports, so they couldn't make the trip. Like, I don't think to either legs, actually. I was like, how on earth, dude? So I don't know what's going on.
Well,
but
people
Mikel
are saying
Antonio is a really good player. So
West Ham, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he plays for West Ham. No, they were in the squad for the Jamaica game, and everyone was like, well, don't you need your passports to get back into England where they play? Because I think the other guy plays in like the second or third league in England or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
And so they were all we're just like, this sounds a little sus. Sounds like something else happened, and that was kind of just the excuse.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there, but anyways, wild stuff. I think obviously with Damari Gray and I forget the other guy's name for Jamaica, they could have had a pretty dynamic attack there. So we kind of got out a little bit easy, especially in the first game, just winning 1-0. But
absolutely,
like I said, I didn't watch too much of the game just because so I'm not super interested in us beating up on little island teams. But I saw we got it together 4-2 or 4-2, I think, in the second leg. Yeah. So glad to see that Poch got the guys rolling, because I could see in other regimes, us kind of fumbling away against Jamaica. So good to see the boys are rolling. So
absolutely, yeah.
We just need to play somebody decent for once. Goodness,
dude, I know we got to get some better friendlies, like especially under Poch, and we have no World Cup qualifying. It's gonna be tough for sure. But yeah, that's kind of the rundown of what's happening in the soccer world. Obviously, we don't have another international window until around March, but super excited that the club game is back, and we'll have those games on this weekend and this week.
After taking in some NBA live and in action in Charlotte this past weekend, we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA. Not too much going on here early in the season. We do have the NBA Cup kind of in full swing here early on. So a little bit of a new wrinkle into the NBA, trying to make it a little bit interesting early on in the season, trying to make guys a little bit more competitive early on. I do believe that this was an NBA Cup game. Don't quote me on that. But Dalton Connect, my boy Dalton Connect, dropping 37 points on the Utah Jazz and a Lakers dub. Obviously, I was about to say fell in love. That sounds a little bit too much. But I obviously...
Tell us how you really feel, Sam.
Yeah, I'm completely in love. Yeah, whatever. Obviously, I really like Dalton Connect after his really strong season with Tennessee last year. I thought I was really high on him in the draft. Somehow he fell to like 17 in the draft, a couple spots after my Thunder picked another player that I was not too happy about. Apparently, we didn't pick him because we had too much depth at the position, but in my eyes, I would trade 2 or 3 of our guys for a Dalton Connect. But whatever, we didn't take him. Ended up at the Lakers. Very good pick by them. He is putting on a show here in his rookie year. 37 points. I'm not sure if you watched the game or not, and you saw any highlights, but he's kind of been putting together a very solid rookie season. Definitely in the running for rookie of the year so far. What do you think of their pick? And were you surprised to see him fall so far?
I was super surprised to see him fall that far, because he had Tennessee doing like really well in like college hoops and
Sweet
in the
16,
tournament.
right?
Yeah, they ran into Purdue, who made the finals. So like obviously no one's good at, and they had Zach Edey.
That's what it was.
Yeah, they ran and they still almost won.
I was at your house for that game. I remember that.
Yeah, they still almost won. I love Dalton Connect. I love his game. He plays both ways.
Yep.
Dude's super tall, shoots from over top of his head, so like you ain't blocking that thing. And I was trying to look it up, but I think he literally had 9 threes, and he hit like 6 of them in a row, legitimately like in a row, which is insane. And like people will say, oh yeah, it's the Utah Jazz, this, that, and that. Dude, like I said about the NFL, it's the freaking NBA. I don't care if you're playing the Sixers or whoever has the worst record in the league. Like it's still an NBA team. Like those guys are like the best of the best. Like that's like crazy for a rookie to do that.
Right. Yeah. He's averaging a little over 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, I believe, which is a little bit lower than I was really expecting. But last 2 games, he has 27 and 37 points. Last 4, he has over 15 in all 4 games. So definitely kind of coming into his own, trying to get some more minutes. I do believe he was coming off the bench early on in the season. He's definitely making a case for himself to get into that starting lineup for sure. So like I was telling you before we got into this segment, hate the Lakers, hate everything about the Lakers, but do love Dalton Connect. So good to see him putting up some good numbers for them. Next, we have my boy, my favorite NBA player of all time, Russell freaking Westbrook gets his 200th triple-double of his entire career. He is now playing for the Denver Nuggets, helping out Nikola Jokic. I actually didn't know this until recently, but apparently Jokic was kind of the mastermind behind getting Russ to come over to the Denver Nuggets, which is kind of cool. Nice. A lot of people love to kind of just hate on Russ, so it's cool to see the best player in the game giving Russ his props. So he finishes the game with 14 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds, 200 triple-doubles, by far the most in NBA history now. What say you about Russ, the Brody?
I mean, he takes a lot of flack. I mean, he's a competitor. Doesn't have a ring yet, so a lot of people hold that against him. Like we were both saying off pod before we started this, would love nothing more than to see Brody get a stinking championship ring. But no, this is huge, man. Dude, like triple-double king. I remember that MVP season that he had, dude, where he was just going off, and I was just like he's doing like stuff that like we've never seen. Obviously, like the 200 triple dubs, but even in that season, like that many in a row, like just crazy stuff. He's not as explosive as it used to be, but still just a veteran playing on a veteran team with older guys that understand the game. Obviously, really helping him out. But I just think it's super cool to see a little bit of his resurgence with the Nuggets. And I think I didn't even know that, but I think that's super dope that Jokic was like, hey, we need to get this guy. Like, he's going to help our team. So huge props to him. Super happy for him. I think it's great.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, huge Russ fan. Obviously, he's a Thunder fan. He's kind of our iconic player in the last 20 years. After KD kind of spat in our face, Russ kind of became the big dog in OKC. So like you said, just super cool to see him doing well. Obviously lost a little bit of his shooting touch in the last few years, but still, I mean, what I love about Russ is just night in, night out, never takes a game off. And whenever he does play, he's going at 100% all the time. So like I said, a lot of people give him a lot of crap nowadays because he's lost a little bit of his shooting touch. But I would make a case that he's still got it, man. Like when Jamal Murray was out, he had to start a couple games there for the Nuggets. He scored over 20 points in both games, 66% from three, 75% from three in the other game. So 6 and 6 in both games as well. So very, very solid outing, especially for a guy that's, in his well past his 30s, he's 36 now. So really cool to see him kind of still balling out when he has to. So big fan of him. Like you said, I hope he gets his ring. I'm obviously still a big fan of Jokic as well. Just love the way that he sees the game too. So wouldn't mind at all if they got a chip this year if my Thunder didn't. So it'd be cool to see him get a ring eventually. So love to see it for old Russ. Last thing we'll cover here is just a little bit of trade news, but maybe not really what you're thinking of when you originally think of a trade. Inside the NBA, the very popular, sometimes controversial, I guess you could say, big time show that TNT puts on with Shaq, Kenny, Ernie, and Charles. It's kind of been really, really well documented over the last couple of years that their contract is coming to an end. I think it's this season, right? Or next?
Yeah, it's this season.
I thought it was this season. So a lot of people were questioning, like, is the show going to end? TNT's the worst for letting it end, not being able to renew, blah, blah, blah. There was rumblings that TNT would actually bring it back, and then they got the rights that ended up not getting the rights back. But now it looks like ESPN is set to acquire the show Inside the NBA from TNT, and a little bit of a weird trade here. Looks like ESPN will be sending TNT's way 13 Big 12 football games, 15 men's basketball games, and then also 2 college football playoff games beginning this season for the college football portion.
Wow.
So I wasn't even aware that TV companies could trade. I've never really heard of this before, but apparently it's a thing. I think you're actually the one that sent me that Instagram thing. I was like, what on earth? I didn't even know you could trade, but it looks like it's going down. It's pretty widely reported now. So what do you think of Inside the NBA coming back and surviving this almost death, I guess you could say, and coming back on ESPN? And do you think it's a slap in the face to the old Big 12?
First off, love this show, dude. Like, love it.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? I guess you could say character. Who's your favorite personality?
I think he's so dumb, but Charles is like funny. But I love Ernie. He's like the glue that holds it all together. Like, he keeps.
How do we
chaos.
always come out of the same thing on this stuff, man?
I don't know. That's why we have a podcast together, Sam. We think the same. That's why. Maybe that's why. Maybe we need to butt heads more. Maybe that's the problem with the engagement going on. I'm talking to all you people that don't listen, so you're not hearing this. But anyways, no, I love Ernie. Ernie's like, he's like funny in his own way. Like, he'll take shots at the rest of them, and it's like low key hilarious. But he's saying it with like an absolutely straight face. I'm just like, dude, Ernie's a savage. But no, glad that they were able to save it. Obviously, moving to ESPN, which, I mean, good for ESPN. That's huge. Like, I can see why they traded away as much as they did. But yeah, a little bit of a slap to the face, especially with the Big 12 basketball, because widely regarded as the best basketball conference in all of college basketball. And getting rid of those games are definitely going to bring. But like, thinking of what Inside the NBA is, they obviously had to give up something big to get them. Like, if they were giving away college football games that no one was going to watch, it'd be like, you know, TNT would definitely take some flack and be like, wow, you're trading them away for literally nothing. So huge. Happy that they're going to be around. Happy that they're going to be on ABC, because I don't get TNT right now. So I'll actually be able to watch them every once in a while, which is really nice. So huge trade for the little guys such as Fez. But
yeah. I guess solid trade for ESPN, I guess you could say.
Huge.
Those Big 12 football games, I don't think they'll be missing too much. They got BYU and Iowa State running that conference now. It should be OSU, but we're a little bit of a choking team right now. But my favorite, I would say Ernie as well.
I guess just because did mention that
he's just such a G. He's also with the culture. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those reels with him, like knowing rap songs and stuff. Like,
dude, he is.
He's such a G.
He looks like he'd be your granddaddy that fought in World War II. Like,
he's not.
Did you know he's a baller though? Did you know?
Yeah, I saw him hit that corner three. I was
no, but he played in like I think he's old enough to where it wasn't even the NBA at that point. It was like something, but he played basketball. It was like, because I saw that, and then our mutual friend Nathan Ploss was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he played basketball. I was like, what, in college? He's like, no, I think he was like professional. And I was like, wait, no, Ernie, really?
Was he like,
in
the
that
NBA?
Dude's like 6'6" or something. I was like,
was he I don't know. I don't think he was in the NBA.
I don't know. We should look this up.
Yeah, I don't think he was. But anyways, moving on. Charles Barkley, he's kind of a close second. He can get away with anything, dude. Like, he's just one of those dudes that he's like uncancelable, where he can just say whatever he wants, and like people are just gonna laugh and just kind of go along with it. By far my least favorite, and not that you asked, but I don't like Kenny. I think if Kenny quit tomorrow, I wouldn't even care. Like, those three dudes could probably carry it as it is. I don't think he even contributes that much. He's not that funny. The dude can barely walk, poor guy. But anyway, that's kind of my 2 cents. Shaq, I love Shaq, but he gets in his feels when he gets roasted, dude. Every time Charles Barkley roasts him, he throws the ring debate right back in his face every time. You know, when he's hurt, he just throws the rings at him. He's like, how many rings you got? How many do I got? Like, dude,
child.
Actually
a child. actually a child. I actually just looked this up, and I think Nathan lied to me. All right, I'm gonna share this. This might, yeah. Ernie Johnson did not play professional basketball.
Shocker.
He did play basketball at UCLA though.
Okay,
dude, and he also
UCLA
played
was
rugby.
Legit probably back then, man.
Yeah, man. Dude,
rugby. Wow.
Ernie Johnson Hall of Fame athletics.
College
That's
football
crazy.
Hall of Fame incoming.
College football, really?
No, I was just kidding.
Oh, I was like, what? This is also AI. What's AI even know? Like, is that even a thing anymore? Like, friggin' AI. But dude, rugby, that's wild.
That is pretty crazy.
Just looking at Ernie, like I'm like,
rugby.
dude, that dude played rugby. That's absolutely insane.
Honestly, you could probably say the same from my dad. Not to throw shade at my dad, but my dad's like 6'4". He'll tell you he's been skinny his whole life, but he played rugby at Oklahoma State when he was there. So,
dude, that's legit.
Yeah, it was like club, but you'd not look at my dad and say, yeah, rugby player. But he has some good stories from when he played rugby in college. But
sneaky athletic white guys, huh?
That's right. That's right. Anyways,
Mr. Sehested and Ernie Johnson.
Yeah, maybe they played each other back in the '80s, man. Maybe UCLA versus Oklahoma State. You never know.
Imagine. Wild. We got to get those pictures and videos.
Yeah,
crazy.
No kidding. But I digress. So that's a little bit of some new news into the NBA. Obviously, going to be paying a little bit more attention to NBA and college coming up here with the football season coming to an end later this year. But I won't be fully invested into it until probably January or so. But we will see. Good stuff with the NBA Cup. But
absolutely,
that'll kind of do it for us. So, Fizzy.
Yeah, that's a pod, eh, Sam?
That is a pod.
That is a pod. All right. We appreciate you guys for tuning in once again this week. We'll be back at it next week with a full slate of a lot of, I don't know, recap. Steelers winning again, Dallas losing again. You know, the same old, same old. Look at you. I do kind of roast Sam in the doc, like, you know, Steelers. But hey, you know, we had to flip things over because the only thing we could talk about the Steelers for the longest time was like, oh yay, we're above 500 again.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had 3 straight seasons of 12 wins, but you know, couldn't do anything with it.
But it's also kind of because like the expectations for each team were like so different. Like for you guys, they were like higher. They were like, oh, you're bringing back a playoff team, so you should make the playoffs easily. You won 12 games the last 3 seasons except for this one.
Each season,
And then, like, obviously the Steelers, like, we made the playoffs last year, but then got lapped by the Bills. So, but definitely things looking a little different this year. But, yeah, once again, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys could check us out on all our platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That'd really help us. Also follow on Spotify because we've been sitting at 35 followers for a long time. And if you guys could do that, that would be great. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.